She said that Romeo and Juliet's are 15% off. And I began to think, well, if that's the case, that can't be for me. Because when it comes to love, I don't want just another good bargain or another cheap deal. I want something of substance. Something that doesn't have to advertise that it's real. I want something that you can't necessarily feel. And the authenticity of which I speak, you'll never get to see played out on silver screens. And since that's the means by which most of us get educated, I think it's safe to say that most of us don't know what kind of love it takes to make it, 'cause I promise there aren't enough red roses in this world to make it work. Love is not just a noun, it's also a verb. And since we're talking grammar, let me tell you, I have learned that there aren't enough words I can romantically form to fix all these bridges that my actions have burned. Trust me, 'cause I've tried. Over and over again, only to get the same ending in every lovely situation. And it's crazily amazing how this outcome keeps replaying, systematically breaking my heart into a million tiny little parts. And I'm always left with a million what ifs and if onlys, alone by myself, looking at all these broken pieces, wondering, where do I even start? And I believe this is why we resort to buying the cheap deals. Those 15% off quick fixes and substitute sex appeals. Because honestly, it feels good. And right now, I just want to feel good. So like a cycle, we love and get hurt. And then we hurt for more love, only to be dissatisfied when that feeling is never enough. But it's hard to know how to love if you never even knew what love was. The same reasons we have kids in school getting left behind because nobody taught them how to read, so they'll never know how to write. And it makes perfect sense now when they say that love is blind. Well, maybe it's time we took a look at the situation, took a stab at figuring this thing out. Because I like to think that love never quits, and that it never leaves little kids to grow up on their own. But if you're like me, quitting and leaving is the only example of love you've ever known. So when I say love, it just doesn't equate. Because let's face it, we've all heard the I love you phrase way too many fake times. But just for once, try to imagine it wasn't just another pickup, or breakup, or cliche makeup kind of line. So we know love is patient, and it's supposed to be kind. What about a love that doesn't envy or stubbornly always think that it's right? A love that doesn't easily get angry or self-seekingly try to fight? And imagine a love that doesn't keep receipts of all the hurts throughout your life. And you say, Tal, I'm sorry, but a love like that's just a little too good to be true. Just stop. And imagine a love that would be willing to stop time just for you. A love that would willingly lay down its life just for you. A love that will stay just for you when everyone else might leave. A love that doesn't have a list of stipulations you gotta follow to please. Please listen to me. It's these types of imaginations that my past hurt keeps erasing and saying that temporary replacements are all I have in life to get by. That I'll never get it right. Well, I submit to you tonight that there is in fact such a love that does exist in this life. I need you to believe that these imaginations are true. Because roses are red and violets are blue. But there's no amount of Shakespeare material that could ever compare to the love that God was willing to give to you. Merry Christmas. Thanks, man.